Let's meeting in order, please. Pledge of allegiance first.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, minutes, anything there, Helen? Okay, here we go. That's just one whole set. Okay, this is for Commissioners meeting on June 23rd, 2026. It looks like that's all we have. I would entertain a motion.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Reports, anything, Helen?
I have nothing.
Commissioners?
No.
Correspondence? Helen?
I have none.
Commissioners?
I have
I
none.
like this is good. Okay, calendar review, please.
Okay, budget meetings will continue tomorrow. Tomorrow and Thursday. VTAC at 8 on Thursday.
VTAC is canceled.
Yes.
VTAC is canceled this month, so you guys don't need to worry about
That's good.
that.
Good thing you were here.
I don't know. Are you guys?
They're right now, survey review possibly on Thursday at 1:30.
No, they're gonna,
No,
we won't have it.
never mind. We don't have to come to work on Friday. I know I got that one.
Don't have to come to work on Friday?
No.
Is it holiday?
It's holiday. It's before a holiday.
There are some people that don't realize it yet, that this is the last week and they're gonna have 10 fingers though. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
But at least it's been raining. And
Recognize you thought it was jinxing. It was directed at you.
Building their own bombs.
so nothing on Monday.
Any other additions or
Maybe
corrections,
visiting Steve
Commissioners?
in the hospital.
I have nothing. No, that's
Not
for me.
Okay,
Easy
all
week.
right. Okay. All right, now, go ahead and go to Commissioner reports, and it's my understanding, Commissioner Doodle, you weren't here, so you don't have any, right?
I had survey review last Thursday on some boundary relocations and then the budget meetings we've been having for the last couple mornings, so they're going really well. Everybody's doing a good job so far.
I had none, so I'll turn to you, Commissioner first.
All right, I was busy last week. Solid waste safety meeting Wednesday morning, Jesse. We actually just kind of went over what was going on in the department. Everything's going good, no accidents. They're reminding them to be safe and how well it's doing for the county. And then they were having a customer service, training from, who's our personal, trying to think who does our personnel stuff. So,
MSU?
what's that?
MSU, talking about that or?
No,
What's that?
it's, what is it?
West Ave?
West Staff, yeah, West Staff was coming in to do that, the training. I had to leave for another meeting in Helena, which is the drinking water state revolving fund advisory committee. That's a state advisory committee that I'm the one representing Mako, or the counties that on this committee. There's a couple representatives, a senator and a representative on that, and then a bunch of people from EPA and DEQ also on that, and they put together a program for their grants. And if you have anything to do with drinking water, you probably had a grant or some funding available from this funding the state administers, and I'm pretty sure Mason's probably been in it. I know Clancy's been in it, but our responsibility as advisory committee, just look at what they're doing, look at their grants, look at the people that are on there, make sure it all looks good to everybody. And Jefferson County comes out pretty good. It has nothing to do with me. We just got a lot of projects going on with Whitehall, Boulder, Basin, Clancy. Almost all of the guys are in this program somewhere. So, but yeah, good committee. Everything looked good. one thing, the federal grant, some of the federal grant money that they used to use for, grant forgiveness is going away next year, it sounds like, so. Typically, they give a package grant that one you gotta pay back and one's a grant that is got loan forgiveness on it after your project's done. That loan forgiveness side of it is gonna go away probably next year. Unless the feds fund their program, so that was one bad thing about that. Had Clancy Water Sewer District meeting later that evening. Production well, they've got the contract documents executed and delivered to the board. The well property is getting appraised. That's gonna be a small portion. It's a little more than half an acre, 0.67 of an acre. They're gonna do an appraisal on that and work towards getting it sectioned off to be able to purchase that. And that's gonna be a project there. There's a statute that allows parcel to be pulled off of another parcel for this type of a use, for utility type use, but the engineer said they've tried to use it in other counties and cities and the state doesn't recognize that statute. So I'll get with Steve one of these days and we'll look it over, see if we want to take a run at the state on that or not.
The state doesn't recognize its own statute.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get the engineer to send me their excuse for that, but you can't seem to come up with that, so we'll take a look at it anyway, but it would be much easier than going through subdivision review to pull a half an acre off Mark's property up there.
Sounds like kick the can.
Yeah, exactly. Working on distribution storage tank areas, sounds like Steve Marks is open again to allowing a storage tank up on the hill above, I'm trying to think what that cutoff road, I believe that is, it goes from Clancy over to Lump Gulch Road. There might be a place up there that we can stash it so nobody can see it, and it would be a great place to have it. Looking at surveying and road access and talking to them again about lease and purchase options. District also talked about maybe some fire flow within their system. Right now, they don't have fire flow, but we're looking at maybe putting the T's in for the fire hydrants in their system just to get ahead of that. But if they decide to put fire hydrants in, they'd have to expand the size of their tank. So we're trying to decide should we just do the big tank now and put the T's in, or there's several things they can do. So they're looking at whether to put in the something to do with fire hydrants, because it'll be easier to sell this project to the residents if there's some kind of fire mitigation aspect to it. Might actually help their insurance rates there in Clancy. So still looking at water rights. Red Cliff Estates up there has some expiring water rights that the district may be able to buy from them, because they are going to expire and go back into the pool. And then also looking at homeowners' water rights, if there is any, because all the homeowners in Clancy should no longer need their wells. Is there rights there that they can use to transfer to the city, since their wells will be pretty much capped off and not used? Or they may actually leave those wells for irrigation uses and not household use. So the system would supply their household use and then their well would supply their irrigation type use. That might be a different way to look at it too. That would lower the amount of acre feet they would need for this system. Let's see.
They don't connect,
What's that?
as long as they don't connect.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. There's been some interest in folks outside of the district wanting to maybe eventually hook up to the system if this gets all going. One of that is Alhambra RV Park over there. I'm sure Steve was gonna look at me on that one, but they've expressed interest. I'm not sure.
They're gonna trench pipe underneath the interstate and underneath the creek. Okay,
Yeah.
I hope they have a good banker.
Yeah, no kidding. And I think part of the phase does go under the interstate over to the Elkhorn, whatever that Elkhorn rehabilitation center is there. I think they were part of one of the phases, so it'll probably get there eventually if this all goes through. So yeah, that was kind of the big thing for Clancy Water Sewer. They're steaming forward ahead. quickly. They're using their ARPA funding as soon as possible. They're spending it all out on the supplies they need to punch the well, so they'll pay the well driller for all their supplies, get rid of the ARPA money, and then when the well gets drilled, then they'll be on to other money. But it seems like they spent all their ARPA money, which was great. They were concerned about that. All right, let's see. Then I trucked down to Miles City early Thursday morning and spent a couple days there at the Building Energy Economies in Rural Montana event. And if you spell all that out, it actually says Beer Me, Beerme, Beer Me. So I got fooled into going to this meeting thinking it was about beer, but no, just kidding. It's about energy and wind, solar, nuclear, batteries, and data centers. Data centers is the hot topic right now. So I went to that to mostly learn about what they recommend for counties to not really restrict, but control or trying to think of the proper word. We don't want to restrict them. A lot of people would like us to restrict them, but there's no real good way to do that. Also regulate there. That's a good word. Yeah. Thank you, Dee Dee. So the people that have put in energy projects like this, some of the counties there were sharing some of the things that they actually got benefited from. But they were behind the eight ball. They had people knocking at their door. They didn't have any policy in place, so they had to kind of go through it as the process progressed. And some of the things they got out of it that they kind of put into these developers are some things they wanted, and mostly it's for the wealth and well-being of the community. So like local hiring would be something you could put in there, upgraded water and sewer systems, emergency services, like a health facility. The sky's the limit what you can ask these people for, even though they're not required to do it. A lot of them are more than happy to do it to make a good relationship with their community. So on the regulation side, there's a whole bunch to it. There's really nothing specific for the data centers. The water side of it, the county doesn't have anything to do with the water side of that. That's DEQ would restrict that, and I'm not even sure if they have any specific rules on it. And then the electricity side of it, Northwest Energy right now, I think, is going through the commission to see if they can put in place some rules that data centers or any of these that actually take a lot of load are responsible for carrying their own weight on that, whether it be new infrastructure or just the amount of electricity they need, that it doesn't affect the supply and demand where the normal household user is ended up having to pay more for their power. So I think Northwest Energy's ahead of it, but yeah. But it sounds like they recommend all counties get in some kind of policy, whether it be some kind of ordinance or zoning. And it's going to be real simple, just essentially what you want to restrict data centers or any of these energy providers, wind, solar, nuclear, batteries. Any of these guys could come knocking on a door any day. They've already been knocking on other counties' doors. Montana's kind of a target for a lot of these, especially the data centers, because of the cold climate up here. It doesn't cost them as much to keep these facilities cool. So, but the rest of it, they will be coming. So they pretty much recommended that county start working on policy. That way, when they get here and they're interested, you can hand them a book and say, here's our policy on it. You know, we have to have light restrictions. You got to have setbacks. You got to have all these different things that we have in this policy to be able to place one of these in our county. So next steps for that are obviously getting with our county attorney, our planner, and everybody, and checking out what kind of policy we need to make. I know there's a lot of people in the county that say we should have no data centers, but I don't think that's the proper way to look at this, because there are some huge benefits for a lot of this energy stuff, including data centers. So if you get them in the right place, you got the right sideboards on them, they are actually very good neighbors. So we just need to dispel a lot of the rumors out there that are going around about a lot of this stuff, and hopefully get some policy in place that mitigates the impacts from these things. So it was a really good conference. My daughter is intern for Northwest Energy, so they let her come along with me and sit in on the conference. So that was pretty cool. And I think that was about it. Yeah, we just been working on budget meetings yesterday and today, and busy, busy, busy. So I think that's all I have to report on, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner. Okay, now we're at public comment, opportunity for public comment. This is a time for anyone who wishes to speak. And if anything is not on the agenda, please do so, but prior to doing so, would you identify yourself first? Is there anyone that would like to join in on public comment?
I don't know, are we on the agenda? I thought we were.
Yeah, you guys are on the agenda.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we'll wait.
Okay. All right, then now we're gonna go down to non-time specific. Now we're gonna discuss and decide on signing the opportunity zone designation application for Whitehall area and Sunlight Business Park with Jefferson Local Development Corporation.
Perfect. So I sent all of you over our draft of our application a few days ago. Did you have opportunity to look at it? Okay, so we have a lot of support. I've been able to get letters of support from the mayor of Whitehall, Barrett, Golden Sunlight Mine, VIU, which is Defense Innovation Unit. Limestone Hills Innovation and Test Campus. Trying to think of who else we have. Our whole board signed a letter, Headwaters, RC&D. So a lot of support behind us, and I have the application that I sent you almost 100% complete because I was trying to turn it in tomorrow before I leave on vacation. So just didn't know if you guys had any questions regarding it. But I also did bring the signature page.
I only got one quick question. In looking at this, it says it goes all the way to Homestake. How is it that it works with that? Is that so that you're actually you and Butte are all together? Everybody's all together then? Is that what you're sort of doing?
No, so we didn't pick the tract. So the
Oh,
the
okay.
tract is picked for the census.
Oh.
And so they assign a tract to you or assign different tracts throughout the county. Some counties have multiple. Jefferson County only has the one. And so they chose that.
Oh,
We had nothing to do with it. So
okay,
we're just lucky that it
curious.
goes through the business park.
thank you.
Basically pass to pass, right outside Three Forks, all the home states.
Yeah, that's what.
Park area.
Okay. Oh, I got it. Commissioners?
No, it seemed pretty clear cut. It looks like a great opportunity zone, obviously, and might help us get going on the park down there and get some tenants in there or owners or whatever. I think it'll be a great deal. I really appreciate all the work you've been doing on that.
Absolutely. We've
Yeah.
had a few look at our application. They say it's very strong, so very hopeful. on it. Mhm.
No, I attended that meeting, I looked at your thing, and then we got the scoring thing right after that, so I think you did a good job on it, you're hitting the points, and I think you'll be good.
Hopefully we'll be one of the 25. That's the goal. So if you guys wouldn't mind, do you want me to just hand you the signature page to sign it? The mayor of Whitehall already signed it and Keith Company signed it.
Okay, I'll make it official. Okay, I'd entertain a motion. First of all, is there any questions from the audience, the public?
Needs to be a blue pen too. Thank you.
Do you want this one too?
Yes, please.
I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move that we go ahead and sign the opportunity zone designation application for the Whitehall area and Sunlight Business Park. Application, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Okay, any other discussion? Not all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
We've got the support letter as well.
We're using.
Gotta be a blue ink, sorry.
No, I'm just curious, that's twice today.
Do we need to sign this one, Sam?
Yes.
Pen's blue.
Yeah.
I got black.
That one's blue, or that one you have in your hand
Yeah,
is
that's
blue.
why I'm hanging on to it.
Sir. There you go. Is that your pen too?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay,
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
guys.
you.
Thanks, Neil.
now we're on to discuss and decide on allocation percentage for SRS, which is Secure Rural Schools, titles 1, 2, and 3.
No, it's good. Both.
Okay. Okay. Montana SFY 2027 County Forest Reserve or SRS Payments Election Allocation Form It is, it's county election for 1908, acting 25% forced reserve payments or secure rural schools. Act payments, if a county elects SR payments, they need to select permissible SR location. For allocations, the Forest Service is asking counties to make both their program election. And bear with me, FFR 25% or SRS. If SRS is selected, counties are asked to make their allocation percentage decisions for SRS Title I, Title II, and Title III, subject to their level of payments. And they have an attached estimate and instructions. So the Forest Service has asked for these selections be delivered before August 1st, which we're dealing with it now, and the governor's office is required to submit the Forest County responses. We ask that this form be returned to us by July 17th, 2026. Okay, is this anything, anyone else want to address it, or is this something that you want to talk about, Ginger, or?
Honestly, Corey knows more about it than I do. I think it's pretty much, they tell us what to do.
Right.
Yeah, so this program was put in place when the lumber started waning in the west, so we used to get 25% receipts off the lumber sales. You know, the Forest Service and public lands that, so we used to have a bunch of it, and it was a huge amount of money, the 25% receipts. So as they started deciding they didn't want to log anymore, our funding just went flat, so they came up with this program. I think it's estimated on your population. I'm not sure if it's on your gross receipts or what, but so right now, if we stuck with the 25% receipts, which we in the county for logging, we'd get about $106,000. But with the SRS program, however their little formula is, we will get $288,000. So it's kind of a no-brainer which way we're leaning now. Eventually, when the logging gets picked back up, if it does, the 25% receipts may exceed the SRS payment eventually, and we'd swing back that way. But right now, we're wise to stick with the $288,000 versus the $106,000. And a big portion of it goes to the schools. I think 80% goes to roads and schools, and I don't know how that's split out, Andrew. I've never actually looked at that 80%,
I haven't seen it.
85%.
I think it's probably in your emails back from like March or something. Terry had a spreadsheet that shows it all.
Okay.
He figures it.
I think a pretty big percentage of it goes to the schools, a little bit goes to the roads. And then we hold on to what they call the Title III part of it, and that helps us do fire mitigation and education, and we get to pay some for equipment for whether at the sheriff's office or search and rescue. Fire departments get some of it once in a while. We just kind of divvy it out as necessary. And I think with this allocation, we usually get anywhere between $30,000 and $40,000 a year for our split of this for the Title III funding. And a little bit goes to, what do they call that? It actually goes back to a group that does projects on the forest. I can't think of the name of that. It's a committee of some sort that does projects in the Forest Service, whether it's a bridge or a road or whatever.
Conservation Corps?
What is it?
Conservation Corps?
It's kind of like that. It's not the Conservation Corps, but it's just it's a committee of all the counties that pay into it. They pick out their different projects they want to do, and they use this money to do it with. So I'll have to look that up. It's been a while since I looked at it, but we used to pay nothing into that, and all the projects that were getting done were not going in Jefferson County. So we finally said, let's split off a little bit of this to give to that group, so some of the money can come back to the county. So that's what we did the last couple of years. Right now, out of our 100%, 85% goes to Title I, which is schools and roads. We threw in 3% to Title II, which goes to that committee, and then we keep the 12% for Title III for mitigation projects. So that's how we had it last year. And so that's my explanation. I don't know if anybody's got any questions about that, but it's kind of just kickback money from the feds for their logging and lack thereof.
Do we split it the same every time, or can we change that, or is that something that's preset, or?
Nope, you can change it anytime. The only thing it says is that 15 to 20% has to go into the Title I. Anything else can be changed. So we typically give as much as we can to the schools and the roads, that's the 85%. So the other one, we used to do 15% to the county, which makes 100%, but we decided to split off 3% of that into that committee. So I haven't heard from that committee since we started giving them money, so. we may- What's that? It's such a.
They bought a condo somewhere.
Was it built a condo? Yeah, something like that. So I don't know what your guys' thoughts are. I would say leave it the same as it is.
Yeah.
It works for everybody, I think. Schools and roads get as much as they possibly can out of it. We give a little bit to the committee and we keep a majority of the rest of it for our little projects that we can do. It's a process to use the money, but at least it's there. You know, we can pay for parts of things and
I
equipment.
agree.
So,
Anyway,
Listen, for balanced use, is it?
no,
Digital.
oh, that's.
No.
That's EVU.
the Forest Service runs this little committee and
No.
they do projects, like I say, within
He's
their
not.
jurisdiction.
Terry, his name Terry.
Steve Carey was on it for a
What you
while.
talked about, yeah.
Yeah, that's not.
Okay, then, that being said, Commissioner, I would entertain a motion.
Alrighty, Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we stay within the SRS program and not do the 25% receipts. And then we stay the same in our percentages, which is 85% for the Title I, 3% for Title II, and 12% for Title III.
Second,
Second.
any other discussion? Not all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Alright,
Anything else, anyone? If not, we're gonna be adjourned.
thank you, thank you.